Hello, everybody, and welcome to Perm, Russia. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup European Qualifiers. It's game day 3. It's Group H, and it's the battle between Russia and the Netherlands. Well, as the lights are lowered before the player introductions, let me tell you that in Group H, you can see Russia flying high at 2-0. Following their success in the last window, and Netherlands down at 0-2. And you can also see that today Iceland will be taking on Italy in this group. Now, as we get a peek at the referees for today's game, it's also worth remembering that even though the Netherlands are 0-2, they lost both of their games by a combined 4 points. So they had a brutal outcome, really, in the first window. But at the end of the day, that goal differential, if they can overturn, if they can get some wins, it wouldn't be bad, and that would really boost their chances. 3 out of the 4 teams will progress to the second round, and you know Russia already feel like they've got 1 foot in the second round. Netherlands, meanwhile, probably coming into this game feeling like they have to win to really have a chance, not necessarily of getting to the second round, but of progressing and getting it through to the second round and to the World Cup. I mean, you carry your points over, your wins over, so they need as many wins as they can get in the first round, and that's why it's so painful to know that they came so close early on, but came up short on both ends of this, in both of those games. So Mario Buscaglia, the coach, he's been in the trenches before and knows all about how difficult it can be to progress, but you have to continue to scrap and claw your way, and you know what? There's something called momentum, and if you can get some momentum, you get a win. Anything is possible. So we've seen it happen in the last European qualifiers. As for this Russia team, well, yeah, they've been on quite a roll. They've been very successful in the qualifiers. They actually made it to the last FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 in China, and they finished 12th there. They did not make it to the quarterfinals, but nevertheless, always a team that is in the reckoning. Ivan Strepkov there in the middle, the captain, and Zoran Lukic, of course, who hails from Serbia but is the coach of Nizhny Novgorod, is at the helm of this team. So a very good coach. Two very good coaches, in fact, for both of these teams. And with Russia, well, this is their home court, so they want to protect the home court today, and they want to keep their momentum going. There he is, Zoran Lukic. And we're going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems of both Netherlands and Russia.
National anthems. We start with the anthem of Netherlands.
Исполняется государственный гимн Нидерландов. National anthem of Russian Federation.
Звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации.
Okay, the national anthems have been played for both teams. And also, we'll get a look at the referees today. Boris Krejic from Slovenia in the middle there, the crew chief, Andrej Šarapa from Belarus, and Mikel Maniste from the right from Estonia. So the journey to the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which is going to be staged in Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines in 2023. It is something else, folks. I mean, the FIBA Basketball World Cup every time just seems to get better and better. And I know that the big competition that's coming up next year is just going to be sensational. It's going to be jointly hosted. If you've ever been to Indonesia, Japan, or the Philippines, you know it is going to be a lot of fun for different reasons. You know, the Philippines, of course, incredible. Their support for basketball, in Japan having somewhat of a resurgence. So Netherlands today, Yannick Franke, Kai van der Verst, De Vries, Mohamed Karazi, Roland Schaffner, and Charlon Kloof in the starting five. Worthy de Jong coming off the bench, along with Verveers, Hammack, Van der Mars, Van Bree, Schaffner, Olaf Schaffner, and also Hans. And again, coach Maurizio Buscaglia, the Italian coach of this Netherlands team. So a couple of brothers in this team, the Schaffners, and there is Buscaglia. And again, he is hoping that the overall solid performances, well, I would suggest they were solid performances. Maybe get a little bit of luck this time, and the Netherlands will be thinking that if they can get a little bit of luck, they will finish on top. But they will go up against a very good, tactically sound Russia team. Vladimir Ivlev, Stanislav Ilnitsky, Timofey Gerasimov, Anton Ostapkovich, and Artyom Komalov in the starting five, and Gankevich, Tinkaninko, Strebkov, the captain, Kitkovsky, Amchenko, Konovolov, and Sergei Toropov, who has been absolutely terrific playing for coach Zoran Lukic. He will go deep to his bench. And there is, well, a very special guest bringing out the basketball. Somebody needs to direct him closer to the and the man or the robot that delivered the basketball, well, just kind of dropped it, didn't it? Didn't hand it to him. I'm not sure if he was supposed to. Also did not shake his hand. So Russia, again, always thereabouts in the reckoning. They're always a tough team, always a physical team, and they will try to get out and execute. And it was really interesting reading some of the build-up to this game from the Netherlands. They feel like they've got to get out and play a fast game. It's not going to do them any favors to sit out there and when they've got the basketball and dribble it. They need to get rid of it. So they need to move. They need to make that Russia team work on defense. This is a Netherlands team, again, which, remember, they will play anybody. They will believe they can beat anybody, and they will start this game supremely confident. And Russia will know this is never an easy opponent going up against this team. And it's also, you know, it's a team that has a lot of experience. Now, these two teams have only met in a friendly back in 2015. So this is really the first big game between these two teams. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Perm Russia. The European qualifiers clash between Russia and Netherlands is underway. And Franca misses, but they get the basketball back. Karadze hands it off to Schaffner, and Zoran Lukic is probably scratching his head, wondering how that could have been so easy. And over and back violation gives the basketball back to the Netherlands. So good defense by Clough. Well, he was reaching, he was gambling, but he was able to knock it out of his hands. And the jump shot is off target from Clough. Averaging about 13 points in the qualifiers. Ivlev's pass intercepted by Clough, who gets bumped. So Ivlev commits the turnover and then commits the foul. Well, it looked like he was going for the ball, and then he really did kind of throw his shoulder into Clough. Borderline unsportsmanlike there. But they're not going to have a look at the video replay. Just call that a personal foul. Now the dump down low to Karadze. Soft touch from the big fella. They chalk up the assist for Van der Vries, and now I'm sure if we have a foul that's been called here. This was Karadze. Look, he's got a nice little touch here. And he was able to go to his right. So indeed, they did call the foul on Yannick Franca. So Netherlands out to a quick start, 4-0 here over Russia. Russia looking to settle down. Sometimes playing at home, it takes a while to warm up. And the drive in, the basket not good by Stavkovic. And the quick pass from Komalov goes off his teammate's hands and out of bounds. Van der Vries has it knocked away, and alertly Frank picks up the basketball. Now to Schaffner. Schaffner backs his way down low and puts up a little jump hook. Stavkovic has it for Russia and passes it down low, and the foul called, but before the shot. Yeah, I think that was the right decision. Definitely a foul, but before he was in the shooting motion. Pass again, and the bank shot not there. Bringing it up quickly, Karadze, and then he is fouled by Ilnitsky. So Stanislav Ilnitsky is going to take a seat. And Toropov, who has been a handful for every team that he's gone up against this season. He has just gotten better and better. And now he comes off the bench and into the game. Van der Vries, and the Ostend guard hits the shot, and Netherlands go up 6-0. So Karadze raising his hand, saying he committed the foul. 31 years of age, Mohamed Karadze. Now from the corner, Stavkovic misses, and Franca rebounds and runs. No look. Oh, look at this. Passing from the Dutch. And it's 8-0. And Zoran Lukic, who was cool, calm, and collected, has had enough and decides it's time to lecture his players. He definitely faked me out. I didn't know where he was passing the ball, and Karazi ended up with it, and instead of going up for the dunk, he went old school and banked it in.
Imamo tri poteri mječa. Ne takavali na kacu. Samo uveden. Ajmo, ajmo,
Девчонки с паркета, мы с трибун, телезрители в прямом эфире. Поддерживаем главную команду страны.
So there's Karazi. He's actually born in Morocco, and but has played in Holland his entire career. Dutch League veteran. Right now with Heroes Den Bosch. Protopov gets it down low, passes it back, nice passing, and Gerasimov strikes from downtown. That's more like it for Russia. Van der Verst to freeze. And Karazi commits his second foul. Sets the pick, tries to set the pick, and then rolls. Yeah, that's just bad. That's an easy call for the referee. Might as well just let him go if you're not going to get there in time. So coming out of the timeout, Russia looked like a different team. Strepkov, bounce back, nope, he keeps it and goes in for the layup, and the captain misses. Franca with the rebound, open floor, this is where he likes to be, but he takes it back outside. Oh boy, that was a long way out from Moscow. And Van der Verst to freeze off target. Strepkov leans into another one. Nobody box out. Protopov, he misses with the putback, and then finally the putback is there from Ivlev. Van der Verst to freeze, bounce pass. Karazi back to Van der Verst to freeze, and that was short. Stapkovic rebounds, gets it over to Strepkov, who pulls up. Stapkovic gets it to Protopov, who has the easy layup. A little bit of a mismatch. Clough trying to get position, and now Russia trail by just 1 point. Here it is again.
We have to chase like a shadow. I don't want a cat, I don't want a gambler, I don't want a smart play. We have to chase and push ball on this side, in front, and a creep. When they drive, Reed stands on the elbow. Become a bigger here. No restraint. Okay. Oh, they open the second side. First, second. Roland, you pop, and one Roland pop guy. And a second dribble. Roland pop, pass. Evelyn is in. Okay, come on. Everybody go.
Hey, we need some help on the board. Hey,
Well, Skagli crying out for some better execution on the defensive end. And checking in for Netherlands for the Dutch. Coming in is Olaf Schaffner. So you got the Schaffner brothers out there. Olaf, number 30. Ruland is number 13. And, well, Van der Verst de Vries asking why that's a turnover if Russia hit it, but let's see what happens again. Okay, so I guess they said it touched him before it went into the backcourt. Also 4 fouls already on the Netherlands, so they're going to be sending Russia here to the free throw line on their next fouls. Now, nice pass by Strebkov. Ivlev elected not to go for the basket. And a little bit too much time taken there by Russia. 24-second shot clock violation on Artem Komolov. A lot of these players either play or have played for Zoran Lukic at Nizhny Novgorod. So that's one of the, I guess, positives. They're right in line with their coach, many of these players. Now the bump, and Artem Komolov, the third team foul for Russia here. 4:46 remaining in this opening quarter. I tell you, you look at the, you see those Schaffner brothers out there, and it just kind of reminds you, you've seen some great brotherly 1-2 punches over the years. Here is Franca pulls up, and Russia with the rebound. Also in the game, Thomas van der Mars checking in for the Netherlands. Wearing a beard these days, number 12. There's center. Here's Komolov for 3. Good! And Russia have taken their first lead of the game. On a 10-0 run, in fact. Quite an answer to the poor start, in fact. Van der Mars fouled by Stapkovich. So team foul number 4 on Russia. So here again is Komolov. This is what he's known for. You can drill it from deep, that's for sure. Remember, the Netherlands 0-2 and Russia 2-0, and Russia getting the steal. Stapkovich, and then has it taken away by Clough, who is not fouled there. Franca over to Worthy de Jong, and he misses the open jump shot. Again, another chance to run for Russia. Strebkov over to Komolov. That's danger. Nope, he misses. I would have put money on him making that one. Now Strebkov. Oh, good help defense. Good switch for the Netherlands here. And that was Clough challenging Stapkovich, and that man sitting in the chair there got the brunt of that one. Stapkovich barreled right into him. There's Torpov, a little bit of a mismatch going up against Franca, but he passes, and Strebkov open for 3, and he drills it. And Ivan Strebkov takes it up to a 5-point lead. Worthy de Jong almost slipped, almost turned it over. Traveling, though, the call on Clough, and the Dutch right now struggling to execute anything on offense. Marijn Bevers comes into the game. Number 7. Clough comes out. Karmelov. Boy, the Dutch were living dangerously there, giving him an open look. Van der Mars turns and uses his good footwork to get inside and go up for the easy way. Van der Mars playing for Heroes Den Bosch these days. Chinko also in the game for Russia, number 35. A good hands by Worthy de Jong. And he's going to go all the way up and in. Look at that, number 6. Cuts it back to a 1-point game. Probably qualifies as a super sub in this Netherlands team. And Chinko. Strebkov. This was Worthy de Jong's interception, and then just took it all the way down. An offensive foul, battling for position, called on Toropov. And a little bit of a recovery here from the Dutchman, or by the Dutchman. So Netherlands trailing 13-12. Worthy de Jong. Now from the corner, and they go back in front. Good dead-eyed shooting there from Marijn Verveers. So the Dutch back in front, 15-13. And quickly responding is number 35, Vladislav Yemchenko. He's 22 years of age, a real bright future, that young man. Worthy de Jong tried to get the answer, and Gankiewicz, who has checked into the game, comes from behind and fouls Thomas Van der Mars. Gankiewicz undersized at that center spot, but really uses his body well. It's not often that you see him not have good position or lose the fight to good position to get good position. So Van der Mars bends the knees and takes his time and makes the first. Gankiewicz, 2.01 meters in height, that's 6 feet 7 inches. He's actually listed as a power forward, but he does pretty much operate right around that lane area. Also coming into the game, number 38, Makar Konovalov. The Netherlands back on top, 17-16 over Russia here in Perm. There's guarding the ball handle. Russia trying to take it all the way down. A little shaking and baking, and turns it over. And the Netherlands have a chance here. And Hamink, who's checked into the game, couldn't get control of the basketball. Shane Hamink. So at the end of one, it's 17-16. Netherlands on top of Russia. So you look at the numbers there, 2 of 8 for Russia inside the arc, 4 of 7 from deep. Just 1 of 8 from deep for the Netherlands, 6 of 7 inside the arc. And here's a look back at the top plays from the opening quarter. And Netherlands jumped out to a fast start for at least a pretty decent lead. Led by 8 points, scored the game's first 8 points. This was a highlight reel play that Karazi finished, but then that led to a timeout, and then Russia came out, and this triggered a 13-0 run for Russia. So they took the lead 13-8. Only for Netherlands to battle back and take a 17-16 lead. Hey folks, get the QR code into your smartphone, scan it in for live stats and more. It takes you right to the website, and you can watch all of the European qualifiers, scores, results, stats, everything at your fingertips. Yeah, still. So the 3 for the Netherlands puts them on top 20-16. And that was Werther de Jong, who's made quite an impact since coming into the game. Give the assist to Vevers as well, Marijn Vevers, who's been good. Picks up the foul on Ostapkovic. And short little jump shot on the baseline. Offensive rebound, and that leads to another three-pointer for Vladislav Yamchenko. And now the turnover, and Yamchenko goes up. It goes from three-point shooter to dunker. Very guilty of the turnover there, and the Dutch not able to get the basketball in bounds, and the 5-second violation, and they go from having the wind in their sails to turning the basketball over. I did. So 24-piece, and the Netherlands attacking, and the basketball gets down low and not successfully rebounded by Russia there. Good attempt by Holmes, and now out it goes. And again, another mistake leaving Komalov open, but he is not nailing all of his shots right now. Schaffner with the rebound. Kind of the way things go for the Netherlands. They play a lot of close games. And drilling it from the right, Schaffner. Olaf. That was a 2. Stapkovich. Russia have missed some shots. And here is Stapkovich. It was off the back. Looked like it caught the back of the cup there. And Werther de Jong, who's been terrific since coming into the game. He's got 9 points, probably the player of the game for the Netherlands. Passes it back outside. Schaffner again, this time an air ball. Comes up well short. Stapkovich drives in and flushes it. Well, one of those moments where the Dutch defense just kind of looked around. Who's got the guy, man? Here he comes. It's going to be driving, and a foul sends Shane Hammock down, and he gets to the free throw line. This was a Stapkovich. And Harms just a little too late reacting there. And then at the other end, you look at the Stapkovich, the other end, Shane Hammock is going to go to the free throw line. Again, remember the Dutch team lost their first couple of games by 2 points each time. They lost to Italy and they lost to Iceland. So in the close games, they have not been good, to put it mildly, but they still got time to put that right. But You would think today it's imperative that they get a win here in Russia. Not just in terms of boosting their chances of getting to the second round, but if they wanted to make it to the World Cup, they have got to get wins in the first round. Van der Verst de Vries back in the game. So Netherlands up by 1, open, and Gerasimov hits another one from the elbow. Russia back on top by 1, going for their 3rd consecutive win in these European qualifiers. And Clough did not turn it over. Schaffner from outside and rains a three-pointer. Schaffner falls down, trips over, gets back up. His offense has been badly needed today. He's got 5 points now. Stapkovic. Shot clock winding down as Stapkovic gets to the baseline, and Gerasimov alertly puts it up, but it's too late. And Zoran Lukic says, "What are you doing? You got to make the pass earlier." So 30-28. I think this Netherlands team would have settled for this score at the start of the game, just shorten the contest. Clough, who has not really been a big factor today, and that's a player that really does need to do it for the Netherlands. Oh, nice handoff. And Matt Holmes went up very weakly. Didn't go up strong at all. Russia can tie it or take the lead. Rivers picks up the foul. Zoran Lukic helping the referee make the call there. One of those coaches that lives and dies on every single possession. There's the quick pass now, going to work, and drawing the foul was Stanislav Ilnitsky. Remember, he started the game and then left early. He's come back in, and Clough has a couple of times found himself guarding the bigger guys, the bigger opponents down in the box, or down in the lane. Holmes is going to come out of the game. Viscaglia, I'm sure, is glad to get some minutes from him so he can get Roland Schaffner back into the game. Number 13. And Ilnitsky takes his time and makes the first. Closes the gap to 1 for 2-0 Russia. He ties it. Van der Verst de Vries crosses midcourt. Gerasimov guarding him. Now Clough. You know, he likes the penetration. They're not giving it to him. Well, he does. He forces his way in. A good offensive rebound by Schaffner, then has it knocked out of his hands as he goes back up. Good hands by Ilnitsky. Evan Strebkov. I think he might have been on the line. It doesn't matter. Schaffner didn't have position, but he was able to get the rebound over Toropov. Schaffner, and unlike his brother, does not knock it down. Ilnitsky hands it off. Now they're passing it around. Strebkov over to Artyom Komalov. Good! Well, eventually, you know they're going to fall for number 44. He's just too good of a shooter. And that follow through, and you see the result from the Russian players raising both hands to signal the three-pointer. Buscaglia calls timeout with 2:12 remaining in the first half.
Sienna and Charlotte, it's okay to baseline drive. Okay, yes, if you go in the corner, it's like this. Cut and corner, dribble end of entry. We have to push our motion. Okay, okay, like this. And remember, so Kai, take pressure. Yana, you can entry. And Kai give and go. Roland second trailer. Take care of the ball. Roland was a good shot.
Well, you heard Buscaglia, I think, saying to Schaffner, hey, that was a good shot. Don't worry about it. They're not all going to fall. And the Estonian referee offering some type of explanation to Buscaglia.
Netherlands have no timeouts in the first half of the game.
Kai van der Verst de Vries brings it up the floor. Remember, plays big minutes in the Basketball Champions League for Ostend now, where he plays for Dario Georgia. And his path cut off, almost turns it over, decides to launch it and hits it. I'm not sure that's how they draw it up. Might need to be a little more careful with the basketball. Pulls his team to within 1 point. And well, that is going to bring free throws for Russia. Van der Verst de Vries. This is where he runs in and is able to keep his wits about him, pick up the basketball and hit the open jumper. But now he has committed the foul on Toropov. And he makes both. Kai van der Verst de Vries picks up his second foul. Tells his coach he wants to stay in. Karatzi also has 2 fouls, as does Marijn Ververs. And nobody in any type of foul trouble for Russia. Gerasimov and Stapovic each with 2 fouls. Karatzi gets into a little bit of trouble, passes back outside to Kloof, who hits the three-pointer to tie it up. Oh, don't you love these European qualifiers, folks? Knight all knotted at 35 here with about a minute to go in this first half. Kormalov. Oh. Good hustle, saving in bounds, but it triggers a break now for the Netherlands. And Franka hands it off to Karatzi. Good hustle back by Ilnitsky to deflect the pass. And Ivan Strebkov, the captain, commits the foul. They had a foul to give. You can see that Kormalov knows he's out there for his scoring ability, and he's going to keep putting them up. He's 2 of 5 from three-point range for Russia, and he's missed some open looks. So the Netherlands a little fortunate in that regard. Frank, meanwhile, puts one off the back of the ring, and Russia have it. Of course, Frank also a player that can shoot lights out. Here is Kloof getting the steal. Avoids the foul. He's going to take it all away. And Ilnitsky called for the foul. So that's his second. And Kloof has some hops. Ilnitsky felt like he had his hand straight up. And Kloof gets the benefit of that call, so he will go to the free throw line. I mean, anytime you see a player attacking the basket and then there's contact, it's a pretty good chance the foul is going to be called. And in that case, it's definitely not going to be called on Kloof. So Zoran Lukic calls timeout. He wants to draw up a last play here.
Zašto je? Pa bolje da si brosio, u tom говорю. A ti ne nude бросаешь Вектору руke. Bez popitke je tak. Pazi slovo klopu, молодец. Dobar box out. Pazite, oni, kad ću se čas, a stav, tako je. Dobar box out. Smatrite, hoću letuši opciju. Jasno? Letuši opciju. 13-ova. Ili ne, nutri,
Ваня, играй! Они смену! Ищем мисс-матч!
Для поддержки сборной России.
Команда России использовала оба тайм-аута в первой половине матча.
So Russia come back out after the timeout.
First half of the game.
Komalov, Strebkov there talking it over. Former teammates at Nizhny. And of course, Komalov now at Unix Kazan. A bit frustrated. He hasn't shot better today. And you could say the same probably for Kloof, who has not quite made the scoring impact today. Just 3 points. Missed his first free throw. And gets the second one to drop. So Russia had to break a little bit of a press here. Worthy de Jong, got to keep an eye on him. He will gamble. And the shot clock, game clock also winding down. Strebkov gets it over to Stavkovic. Doesn't go. And they get it back, but that attempt is going to go up too late by the young man, the 22-year-old Vladislav Yamchenko. And really, it's pretty simple for Russia. You got to make some of those shots. You'd probably be in front now, but the Netherlands lead it 36-35 at halftime. Well, I'd say that they need to make a few more shots. They're 7 of 14 from three-point range. That number could be even higher, rather, because they have had some open looks. Just 4 of 14 from deep for the Netherlands. So they can definitely improve in that regard. Russia out rebounding the Netherlands, and with one more assist each team with 6 steals.
Российская Федерация баскетбола благодарит правительство и администрацию Пермского края, Центр спортивной подготовки Пермского края.
So here's a look back at the early going. Karatzi. Binder versus DeFries. And probably the best play for the Netherlands in those opening exchanges, that fast break. Franco was brilliant, but Russia finally woke up, and Gerasimov hit that three-pointer. And then they got the easy dump, the easy look down low to Toropov. Strebkov again hitting a three. Worthy de Jong was certainly a spark after he checked into the game. He's got the 9 points to lead his team in scoring. And you also had Stavkovic just with 2 points, 1 of 6 from the floor. He struggled a little bit. The young Vladislav Yamchenko has been tough. He's got 8 points and actually leads his team in scoring just under 7 minutes, getting 2 from that dunk there. That was just a very, very good finish from Worthy de Jong. So you can see as they rotate the ball, I mean, those that they've made have been wide open looks as well, Russia. And Schaffner showing his ability to shoot the basketball. That's Olaf. And his brother Ruland also can shoot it. Staskovic, that's his 2 points. And here's a guy that they would expect to be pouring in the points. Led the team in scoring over the first 2 games. Anton Staskovic was 15.5 points per game. And that was Olaf Schaffner with a 3. So, again, these teams trading blows. It's interesting, each team with the 6 turnovers, but the Netherlands have been able to benefit more from that, scoring 11 points off those turnovers. Russia scored 5 points off the Dutch turnovers. Also, the Netherlands getting 22 points from the bench, 15 for Russia.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Another couple of baskets here, and this one could get interesting. Bacco rolling down the middle, back-to-back dunks for Ismail Bacco. That is what he can provide.
Shot clock ticking down. Oh, lovely pass. There's magic in the Montenegrin air. Dino Radoncic with the razzle-dazzle assist.
To the right side, Musa brings it out, goes left-handed, throws it up, and it's a throwdown. Beautiful interaction. Great pass from Musa.
Baseline mishandled, easy pass. Gonna put this up. The halfway line is good. Gordon here announces himself in tonight's game.
Ukraine attack. But look at this right down the middle. Off the rebound, coast to coast, flying through the air. Crashes it one-handed. Holy cow.
Turn down, goes straight to the middle. Bobic gets stopped, goes inside. Oh, nice spin, watch out. Simon Briganda throws it down on the baseline.
German league, here he is putting up from 3-point range, a little bit long. They got a Hurley, and they put it up. Oh, it goes in! What a play! Maybe, just maybe, that'll be the spark for Poland in the 4th quarter. Gorbach.
To feed it inside, and Latvia continue to be besotted with getting the ball in the paint. Oh, that thunderous right hand rains down, and he's enjoying the action.
He would try to get a steal. Here's Kuzminskis. He puts it up, and
Can you believe it? From half court, Kuzminskis adds insult to injury. And look at that. Kuzminskis, this is why he practices that shot every single day.
No options, so they're going to resettle and recycle. Sunsha. Oh, what a pass. Larkin gets the easy 2, but the ability to pass the ball and move off it.
лучшие болельщики страны. А вот хореография пошла.
Well, you can see Worthy de Jong coming out and coming off the bench and scoring 9 points to lead the Dutch. That's really no surprise. I mean, this guy has been doing it a long time for the Netherlands. Always loves to put on the national team shirt. Seems to elevate his game as well whenever he plays for the Dutch. And I know that he is probably going to have a big role here. I feel like Frank is perhaps the missing link, and also Hamik. Those are two players that can really bring some scoring for the Netherlands. And what can you say about the young man, Vladislav, who has been utterly terrific today? Vladislav Yamchenko with 8 points coming off the bench in just under 7 minutes. Hitting the three. Also, look at that. Picking Marijn Wevers and going in for the dunk. So really, as a point guard, you can't do that. You cannot turn the ball over that cheaply and give away 2 points to Russia, as Wevers did. On balance, Wevers has been pretty good today for the Netherlands. All of them have. I mean, they've come out and really scrapped away against this Russia team. But again, the young man, Vladislav Yamchenko, has just been a handful. And you would think that Ostapkovic is going to come out and establish himself for Russia in that second half.
Я так понял, что девчонки танцевали, решили присесть, и тут попали на медиакуб.
So there is Yamchenko with the 8 points. Ostapkovic has been able to lead the team in rebounding with 5 boards and also has 3 assists. So if he's not scoring, he's doing other things to help his team. And that's what you would expect from a player like Anton Ostapkovic, the 28-year-old small forward. But Yamchenko certainly raising eyebrows with his play today. And you also have to say that not just raising eyebrows with his play today, but also with Lokomotiv Kuban in Russia's top flight. Again, just 22 years of age. In fact, Konovalov, just 21 years of age. He played a little bit in that first half. And it's the veterans, though, that are getting most of the minutes for Coach Zoran Lukic, and also more veteran
победил, да? Майки, все тебе принесем. Спасибо.
Well, the European qualifiers, this is the second window. European qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which will be played next year in Indonesia, Japan, and Philippines. And first of all, you got to make it. That's what these teams are trying to do. They're trying to get out and punch their ticket. And it's easier said than done, that's for sure. Russia were able to do it last time. They made it to China. And I guess you could say probably lost a pivotal battle to Poland, which prevented them from getting to the quarterfinals. And the Netherlands, they were able to get to the second round of European qualifiers last time, but did not progress any further. So they've had 2 losses in this first round by a combined 4 points. So they're trying to turn things around.
Screen on stage, so close. Okay, okay. Ball overhead. 45 minutes.
Dobar kat i продолжай. Договорились? Без гола не нужно. Хорошая защита и коммуникация. Дай бол! Рух! Вперед! Кто уставший говорит?
Скорее на трибуны, болельщики!
So Mohamed Karazi gets to start here in the second half, just like in the first for the Netherlands. 0-2 Netherlands going up against 2-0 Russia. And Franke there is going to inbound the basketball. Again, Franke, a player capable of pouring in a lot of points in a very short span of time. So Russia will have to keep an eye on him. Clough left open, so he takes the long 2 and hits it. So a good start to the second half for Clough. Yannick Franke has no points so far. He's only taken 3 shots. Strebkov, good catch by Ivlev. Stapkovic, oh boy, really bound to determine, was able to get in there and score. Van der Verst de Vries now tries to answer and gets it down low to Karazi. Protopav reaching a nice pass. And Van der Verst de Vries needs to finish that one. Oh, it's a good pass from the big fella. Strebkov dumps it, and Ivlev puts it up and in. So that's a 4-point swing off the Van der Verst de Vries miss. Clough this time takes it from downtown, almost banked it in. And the reach and the foul called on Franke.
Substitution in Russia.
Two-three zone employed by Netherlands. And they end up with a Komalov 3, and he misses, and he gets another chance. No, he's going to pass it. Now he's going to put it up, and well, you give that guy too many chances, and again, he will knock it in. So giving away those offensive rebounds, costly for the Netherlands. They trail 42-38. And Van der Verst de Vries misses everything. Karazi was able to try to save it to his teammate, but it goes to Strebkov, and then he hands it off. And the dunk by Ivlev, and very frustrated Buscaglia calls timeout. Netherlands, their own worst enemy right now. Good hustle down the floor from Ivlev. So Ivlev with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Here's Buscaglia.
You have the elbow on the hip to deny. If you go over 2-on-2, it's okay. It's okay. Come on. Let's go. Pick this shit up.
So we're going to see also some substitutions. Ryan Weber is coming back into the game. Also Worthy de Jong. So Van der Verst de Vries goes out. And also Yannick Franke goes out. Ryan Webers gets it to Schaffner. Clough. Schaffner thought about it. Now back to Clough. Worthy de Jong. Steps back from deep. And the rebound to Schaffner. Worthy de Jong. Oh, over the shoulder pass. A little nifty dipty do. And Schaffner not able to knock it in. Good rebound by Ivlev over to Strepkov. And now he almost turned it over. Strepkov steps into the three-pointer. Biggest lead of the game now for Russia. 9 points. Alarm bells ringing back in The Hague. Back in Amsterdam, the Dutch facing their biggest deficit. Schaffner fouled by Todopov. And that was just great hustle by Todopov to get it, and it made all the difference because he got it to Strepkov and he nailed the three. Schaffner in a little bit of discomfort there. Ivlev rebounds the miss. He's been active. Oh, beautiful bounce pass to the 22-year-old. And Ivlev with another offensive rebound. So Yemchenko didn't get it to go, but Russia keep it. And it's their board work made all the difference. Vandemar's also in the game now. And Strepkov commits the foul. Disrupts the break. And hopefully Roland Schaffner is not seriously hurt over there. You can see he's definitely not feeling very well right now. He's getting some treatment. Clough bumped on the baseline by Todopov. Todopov definitely starting to collect some fouls. That's his third foul. This was the one that preceded that when he fouled Schaffner. And I couldn't see what happened to Schaffner, but Todopov now goes out of the game. And Jankiewicz comes back in, also Stapkevich back into the game. And Gerasimov also back in. Now Worthy de Jong. Shakes and bakes. And puts it up, can't get the drop. Vandermar's kept it alive, but Russia come up with a basketball. Bounce pass. Back outside, Stepkovic, it's good. And you knew his offense would come eventually, and it has. 12 points the advantage for Russia. And Clough gets it to drop, and they're going to count it. Wow. He is so tough, is Clough. Driving hard to the basket. Sometimes you see Russia will get on top. I was about to say Nizhny Novgorod, but there are some obviously striking similarities. They get on top of teams, but they don't put them away, and they can crawl back into it. And sometimes with the Netherlands, they need to be really facing a lot of adversity, falling behind before they really start to play. And actually called a technical foul on Stepkovic for complaining, so Clough makes the free throw. So this could be a 4-point trip down the floor. Stepkovic felt like he should not have been awarded this, the basket. Well, that was big. So 4 consecutive points and back to an 8-point deficit for the Netherlands. And maybe even more encouraging for the Netherlands is that it's Clough that's really starting to pick it up. Dankiewicz back outside of Stepkovic, and that was short. And Strepkov raises the hand to say, I committed the foul. El Capitan. Well, maybe they think there might be an unsportsmanlike. So they might go review it. That usually follows the huddle like this. Okay, so they're going to look at an unsportsmanlike potentially. A little bit of indiscipline here, potentially costing this Russia team. Okay, let's see if we can look. Keep an eye on Strepkov. So Clough is behind. And they wanted to see if he pulled him down. I don't think that they will call that. Yeah.
Иван Стрелков, номер 19, третий фол. Иван Стрелков, number 19, third foul.
So they just called the foul, so they're already over the limit, Russia. It's a long time to be over the limit, isn't it? 5 minutes. So 2 free throws for Clough, and then he misses. So they go from potential unsportsmanlike, and then 2 free throws as well, or rather possession, to just getting 2 free throws, and Clough misses the first. And also misses the second. That is what you call a huge miss. huge missed opportunity. During that timeout, we saw Sergei Panov watching matters. Here's the drive, and the basket is good, and a chance for a three-point play for Gerasimov. Bears. Great finish, great concentration. Talk about a huge swing in the game. Already a 4-point swing off the two Clough missed free throws. And if he makes this, it'll be a 5-point swing. But Netherlands into the lane too soon. Gerasimov will get another one. And still missed it. He's made some tough shots, but then he's wide open. Nobody guarding him at the free throw line, and he misses. So Franca back in the game. And takes a very difficult shot because he's trying to get involved in the offense. And a foul called, I think, on Ostapkovich. And he has to be careful. He just picked up a technical. So he has to go out. I guess he hears some words from encouragement of his from his coach. And Van der Mars gets the first one to drop. Ostapkovich has 4 fouls. So the leading scorer for Russia coming into this game, Ostapkovich, he's got 7 points in this game. And another attempt now for Van der Mars because Russia were judged to have been in the lane too early. Tomas Van der Mars. And again, goes in and out. Almost wondered if Boy de Jong messed him up a little bit. He was doing a little bit of herky-jerky trying to fool the Russian player. It might have been a distraction. Gerasimov able to make the pass from his knees. Shot clock winding down. Yamchenko has it. Will it be another big shot for him? He gets it off in time. Oh, what a rebound from Ilnitsky. And boy, their offensive rebounding has been tremendous today, Russia. And the dump, and Ilnitsky goes up, and again he misses. 12 of their 32 rebounds have come on the offensive glass. Talking about Russia. Van der Mars. And goes old school into the lane. It wasn't a skyhook like Kareem, but it was definitely like something from the past. Van der Mars looking tough and cutting it back to a 7-point deficit. And now the pass right into the hands of Frank. And the reach by Komalov, and because Russia are over the limit, more free throws for the Netherlands. Well, it looked like Yamchenko might have gotten the foul on Frank, and then he was fouled by Komalov. And I think the referees again want to talk about it and maybe have a look to see if he was playing the basketball. You often see teams get fouled on the break, and already the red light goes off for the referees. Was that unsportsmanlike? And I'll have a quick look. Yeah, because he was kind of wrapping him up. Yamchenko and then Komalov. They called the foul, in fact, on Yamchenko. So that's the issue. It wasn't the Komalov with his arms around him. It's Yamchenko here. Is he playing the basketball? Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty aggressive because if he's coming in from the side, I think they may actually call that unsportsmanlike because he came in from the side. And no, they do not. It definitely looked like he was playing the ball initially, and Frank was able to navigate his way. And then it looked a little more aggressive, but the referees felt like it was just a normal foul, and first free throw is good. And the second, so Frank sees the basketball go through the hoop and cuts it back to a 5-point deficit. And suddenly the deficit, things not looking quite as worrisome for the Netherlands if they can get a stop and another bucket. Good defense by Vandermars out on the perimeter. Gankevich, is he going to go right at him? Yes, he is. And he's fouled by Vandermars. Well, good aggressive play from Gankevich. Well, Vandermars doesn't want to come out of the game, that's for sure. And Gankevich gets them both to drop. Takes it back to a 7-point lead. Frank again, and Russia, great defense, denying Frank and knowing that the Dutch are going to be piling in for the rebound, boxing out. And here's Russia again, trying to turn the screw a little bit, up by 7 points. Demchenko, the foul down low. Well, very animated Worthy de Jong saying he was pulled down, but I think he actually fouled Ilnitsky before that. The Dutch still in the zone. And Demchenko, another three-pointer for the young man. Well, he is not short of confidence. A 10-point advantage. In fact, they might have just given him a 2 there. Yeah, that was a 2, not a 3. Could review that. Proctor pulls up, and Verveers kept it alive. Ends up getting it back. Quick pass to Vandermars, and Verveers was bumped by Anton Witkowski. So Anton Witkowski, 21 years of age, picks up the foul. And Verveers goes to the line and makes the first. Demchenko has certainly, wouldn't necessarily say been a surprise today, but has been impactful with his scoring. 10 points. And Verveers, meanwhile, also has been impactful for the Netherlands. But Ryan Verveers getting those 2 free throws to drop. He's got 5 points. Demchenko. Uh-oh, that's a mistake. Left wide open, and another 3 for number 35. He's got 30. He's got 13 points. Vandermars, oh, what a turn, and goes in for the layup. Well, just that was experience taking advantage of youth. Vandermars Just with that spin move, Witkowski had no chance. Russia looking to go back door, wasn't there. Komalov, Witkowski, showing some ball handling. Look at that, gets in. And maybe tried to do a little too much there. Now Frank in the open court. Over to Worthy de Jong, and that's off the back of the iron. Goran Lukic able to talk to Yumchenko as he dribbled past, give him some instructions. How far can this player go? He's intriguing, isn't he? Number 35. Rivers, good position defense. Komalov, a full meter behind the arc. Number 44 buries another 3-ball. Back to an 11-point lead. Vandemars trying to post up. Komalov has got the advantage. But Worthy de Jong, meanwhile, is going to get it over to Olaf Schaffner right at the buzzer, and it doesn't go down. So Russia in the ascendancy. Head over to the bench at the end of the third quarter. They lead it over the Netherlands 62-51. 10 minutes remaining. Well, it started well enough for the Netherlands the second half with Clough coming out and hitting that jump shot. Stapkovic able to maintain control of the basketball and get in and score on this drive. And also Ivlev. And at that point, things started to look pretty ominous as Russia went up by double digits. Artem Komalov hitting one of his multiple three-pointers today. He's 4 of 8 from deep. Russia, in fact, overall from three-point range, 12 of 21. And the problem with their three-point shooting for the Netherlands is the way they're moving the basketball. They're getting open looks. And the Netherlands 4 of 20 from deep. So that is that's the difference in the game right there. 8 more three-pointers for Russia with just 1 more attempt. Hey, look at that. Get your QR code. Scan it. Scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to the European Qualifiers or the FIBA basketball website, and you can examine all the latest news, stats, information. Everything at your fingertips. No. Vandemar's almost getting a steal, but Russia get it right back. Here's Trepkov, goes in, and Worthy de Jong able to grab the loose ball.
Alexander Minkevich, number 10. Третий гол. Alexander Minkevich, number 10, first foul.
Ryan Weber is getting a lot of minutes tonight. Franca. Well, I don't think that's right. So Scaglia, he's the coach. But anyway, the drive, and Worthy de Jong gets it to Vandemars, who puts it up and in. Minkevich, Strapkov, Ilnitsky, Gerasimov, and Witkowski on the court for Russia. Open 3, it's good. Another one, and well, Ilnitsky he's been a pest. And the three-point shooting again remains the difference between these two teams. Russia are making theirs, and the Netherlands are not. So that foul called on Gankiewicz. Three-point shot. And Van der Mars with another, well, he had his hands on the basketball and it was taken away by Witkowski, but he could control it. So you can see the ball going off of him and out of bounds. Now Frank back in the game and misses that one. Here's Worthy de Jong. Bears with a little drive and good hustle by Van der Mars to keep it alive. The Netherlands are pulling on all stops just to try to get the basketball to go in. Olaf Schaffner, Van der Mars again, an offensive rebound. Here is Frank again missing, and they just can't throw the ball in the ocean right now from three-point range. As if they were standing on the beach, you just can't get it to go. They had several shots that time. Strepkov, and there is the tap. Excellent work by Gankiewicz. Look at this. Nobody boxed out Gankiewicz, who flies in for the tap. And Russia have their biggest lead of the game, 14 points.
But it's okay. We have to fight to rebounds. After the Thomas job, we have to box out in 5. Okay? Second one. To be clear. Now, Kai is one dribble end off, and you all have like second trade. Like this, dribble end off and leave Olaf in the corner. Okay? I don't care the smoke. Dribble end off and switch corner and ball. Thomas on the ball.
Let's go.
Listen, Kai, on offense, you
Все sa X-om igraju. Nema treoke. Ajmo.
Кай, эти 2 минуты не надо. Я понимаю все. Давай.
Van der Vers to freeze. Van der Vers coming back in now, and Van der Mars, the way he's been able to rebound the basketball, he's going to stay in. Olaf Schaffner remains in. Worthy de Jong. And Franken also, again, goes behind his back, steps back, and chases it and kept it alive, but Russia going to come up with the basketball. Franken just having one of those games where he just can't seem to get the ball to go in the basket. Captain Strepkov has it. 7.5 minutes remaining. The clock starting to become an issue here for the Netherlands. They're just really struggling offensively. No look pass. And Witkowski buries the long jump shot. So the three-point shot takes it up to a 17-point advantage. And now the offensive foul called on Van der Mars. Watch him down low. Here he is. Gerasimov, and just kind of pushed off. Well, Russia in a very close to having a stranglehold on proceedings now, leading by 17 points. And you might say they do have a stranglehold. Komalov. Oh! Well, that happens occasionally. Ball gets wedged between the rim and the backboard. Minutes, 39 seconds. If Russia get the win, they will improve to 3-0 in Group H. An offensive foul called on Franca, trying to set the pick or the screen. It's been a tough day at the office for Yannick Franca. Third-generation Dutch international. His father played, his grandfather played for the national team. Strebkov, and the ball was going down and somehow came out. Clough. Franca drives in and finally sees the ball go through the basket again. So 15 points to deficit. The Dutch need stops, and then they need baskets. Witkowski goes behind his back. He handles it well for being a big fella, doesn't he? Oh, look at that. He's got some nice moves. Vandermars had it. Is able to get it to Vandervries. Vanderverst, rather. Now, Franca tripped up. Boris Krejci makes the call. And that's on Gankiewicz. I believe that's number 5. So Gankiewicz takes an early shower, will take an early shower, rather, if he so chooses. No, he's going to sit down on the bench first. 15 points, the difference. Maybe the Dutch have decided to save all their threes for the last 5 minutes or so. And Stapkovic and Zoran Lukic having to go back and check back into the game now. Had to wait for the referee to say he can go in. Here's Clough wide open. Good! Three-pointer. Back to a 12-point deficit. Well, never say never if you're the Netherlands. Toropov in the game, number 52. Hands it off to Strebkov. And again, it won't go down for Strebkov. He's not missing by much. Vanderverst. And kind of fades, and Vandermars goes up. He has just been terrific on the offensive glass, Vandermars. And he's fouled. Remember, Vanderverst just 21 years of age. He will get better. Olaf Schaffner goes out, takes a breather. Well, they had a look and didn't get to drop. So coming up on the 4.5-minute mark, and Netherlands trailing by 12 points. An offensive foul. I think if it's on Stapkovic, he is gone. So that is number 5 on Stapkovic. Yep, just got tangled up there with Yannick Franca. Well, if you're going to foul out, you want to foul out with your team up by double digits, but losing a couple of good players, Gankiewicz and Stapkovic, will not help Russia, that's for sure. Look, not going to say no. He wants to get to the free throw line, and he does. And now Toropov, if he's picked up the foul, I think he's got 4. No, that'll be on Ilnitsky. If it's Ilnitsky, he's got 4. So Ilnitsky has 4. Toropov has 3. And Clough misses another free throw. He has had an absolute nightmare at the free throw line. Three of 7. 4 of 8 at the stripe. Netherlands 13 of 19 overall. Now 14 of 20 at the charity stripe. They trail by 11. And finally, he gets it to drop. Komalov. This time he went to the basket instead of attempting the 3. And back to a 13-point advantage. It's now or never time for the Orange. Clough again over to Franck. Will it finally go? Yes, it does. The 3. And it's back to a 10-point game. Franck with 7 points, 2 of 11 from the floor. Shot clock winding down. Komalov open for 3. Good. Well, that's the one player who you always have to be breathing down his neck. And even then, he still might make it. Komalov, 5 of 10 from 3-point range. Branca from deep. Not this time. Van der Mar's another offensive rebound, his 4th. Franck passes up the 3, hands it off. And there is Karazi. Russia more than happy to take a good 15, 20 seconds off the clock every time down if they can. So Van der Vers commits the foul. They'll put 14 on the shot clock. That was probably the right play by him. And that was the drive from Franck getting it to Karazi, who got another basket. Karazi with 6 points and timeout. Viscaglia. Well, the young man, Vladislav Yemchenko, with 13 points, had been the team's leading scorer, but now it's Artyom Komalov, who has 17. Yemchenko is going to inbound the basketball. And if the 3 falls here, it will be a dagger. Komalov wide open and somehow missed it. But Ilnitsky was able to swoop in for the rebound. Bounce pass, Toropov into the corner. Yemchenko and missed everything. And Clough not able to get the basketball. Now, Netherlands just making life difficult for themselves. Give Russia extra time to take time off the clock. And there they are, driving in. Toropov banking it in and going up to a 13-point advantage. Russia just about a minute and a half away from improving to 3-0. And the Netherlands about to fall into an 0-3 hole. And they have to be thinking about not just, even if they don't win, they need to shorten that deficit. But in the grand scheme of things, if Russia get a third win, you know, those wins in those first round, depending on how many you can get, you know, you can almost clinch your spot in the World Cup. You remember how Greece and Germany were so good in the last World Cup qualifiers. And they were able to just rack up the wins. And by the time they got to the second round, they were able to, you know, they had the wind in their sails, and they qualified with ease. And it's looking like Russia's putting themselves in position to do just that. Van der Mars misses the first. So Thomas Van der Mars, who I think on balance has been really solid today for the Netherlands. I mean, their biggest issue has been they just have not made shots. And they've given away a lot of second and third chances to the Russians. Strebkov for the bounce pass. And traveling on Yemchenko. So for Netherlands, even if they don't win, they need to try to get this deficit down as low as possible. You never know, goal differential could help them down the stretch. Although here's Van der Verst, and his three not there. Oh boy, look at that. Franca nips in there, picks up the loose ball and scores. So it gets it back to a 10-point game. Netherlands have to gamble. Toropov able to bring the basketball up, guarded by Van der Mars. Seems like this might be a good time to have Worthy de Jong in the game. There's Strebkov. He misses. And another chance. Clough quickly to Van der Verst. Tough play, and Van der Mars goes up and cuts it back to an 8-point game. They do not want to foul, that's for sure. Russia have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line. Komalov, and Ilnitsky misses everything, and another offensive rebound. And Toropov had position. Here he is. He was able to get in there, and it was such a bad miss. He was able to just get it. Van der Mars certainly was not going to give away an easy putback. They're going to look at it. No, they're going to say unsportsmanlike. So 2 shots and possession. So that was a pretty hard foul in the end by Van der Mars. In fact, they called the unsportsmanlike foul on Yannick Frank. So probably on balance, you would think a double-digit win would be representative of how this game has been played. Russia has definitely been better. Netherlands, again, they just have not shot the basketball well. Bevers comes back in. So Yemchenko, and he drew the foul, so he will go to the free throw line. Yemchenko was, come on, call the foul. He definitely was hacked at the end. He was also bumped a couple of times before that. And they discuss again whether or not they should go review it. No, they will not. 3.2 seconds remain. Yamchenko. First one is good for Vladislav Yamchenko. The second is not, and Yamchenko is over the line. So Netherlands will try to get the last shot, maybe a 3, maybe a 2, who knows. Russia will not want to give it away, that's for sure. And they do indeed get the block right at the end. So Buscaglia and Netherlands come up short today here in Russia. Another solid performance by Russia. They improved to 3-0. Netherlands dropped to 0-3. So final score, Russia win it 80-69 over Netherlands.
Тимофей Герасимов, Антон Остапкович, громче, Антон Квитковский, Владислав Янченко, Мартин Королов, Артем Камолов, Сергей Торопов и
Well, Russia are just ticking them off, one right after the other. 3 wins in as many tries, the latest an 11-point triumph over the Netherlands here in Perm. Netherlands, of course, will be at the FIBA Eurobasket this summer, but they would like to also be at the World Cup, but their chances are drying up, falling to 0-3. And you could see the 15 of 29 from three-point range was just huge for Russia, just 6 of 27 from deep for the Netherlands. Yes. So looking back at some of the plays, and Russia again getting on top and just kind of really lowering the boom midway through the third quarter. Gerasimov scoring with that drive. Van der Mars did what he could for the Netherlands. Really did offer solid performance down low. You can see this guy right here, though. Boy, he was tough. Yamchenko hitting threes, driving to the basket. He was tough. Finished with 14 points, a couple of assists. Yamchenko is 3 of 5 from three-point range, and Komal out there 5 of 11 from deep. He was the biggest problem. Those two combining 8 of 16 from deep. So I guess it's a good sign also that Russia could win with Ostapkovich not having one of his better games today. He had turned it over 4 times. He did have 6 rebounds and 3 assists to go with his 7 points, but he was just 3 of 9 and he fouled out. Clough, by the time he woke up, it was just almost a little too late, really. I mean, and Frank as well had a tough game, 9 points, but wasn't a great 9 points. He was 1 of 6 from deep, 3 of 13 overall from the floor. So after the 80-69 win over the Netherlands for Russia, they're up at the top at 3-0. Netherlands down at the bottom of Group H at 0-3. And you can see also tonight Iceland hosting Italy. And those two teams, the winner of that game will move into second place and get a valuable second win. So Russia get the big third win and pile on the agony for the Netherlands. Russia win it 80-69.